So I'm just going to fill in the bottom of it. Hello, welcome to this quick repotting video that I have been meaning to do with my tradescantia Nanouk. I have two of those, and my epipremnum Cebu blue. As you can see, some of them are a little yellow. I need to do this, but yeah, let's get started. First, I'm going to start with this lovely tradescantia Nanouk. It's also known as the spiderwort plant. I call them tradescantias. I like it. So the one in water is easy, as you can see. It has really long roots. Way too long, but that's okay. Next is this one in perlite. In perlite, it did well for a long time, but then I let it dry out too much and it started to rot, but I think I can save this cutting. And this one, they still have roots. I might just cut them shorter. After investigating my perlite tradescantia, some of the bottoms have started to rot, some of it fell off. That's just because I underwatered it or overwatered it, left it in perlite for way too long. So I'm gonna cut them back and put them in water, because as you can see, water propagation has done so much better because it consistently stays wet. I'll be repotting this one up today, but the rest I'm gonna cut up and stick them in some water, show you guys how to propagate those. Sometimes plants just don't take. They were doing great and I left them in perlite for way too long. So lesson learned, and you guys get to know that now too. All right, and now I'm gonna take these guys out. Cebu has done so much better. I did them in water, of course, so even the ones that are yellow, I think it's just because sometimes I forgot to top off the water, so it started to rot, but they're doing so well still, I'm still gonna pot that. There's two more here. These are all doing great. This tradescantia Nanouk is different from other tradescantia because it's actually a crossbreed from the Netherlands. The other tradescantia are from Central America, Mexico, and other countries. This tradescantia needs bright indirect to indirect light. Only water when the top inch of the soil is dry. If the leaves start to crisp up or turn yellow, that means you're underwatering it or you're giving it way too much sunlight. It prefers direct sunlight, just be careful of burning your leaves. Moving on to my epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue. These cuttings came from my big Cebu blue that I got from Lowe's. This plant is native to the Philippines. The name actually comes from the Cebu island in the Philippines. They're also from other countries in Europe as perennial vines. They're really giant plants in the wild. This plant likes medium indirect light. Giving it too much direct light can burn your Cebu blue. This plant does love occasional bright direct light. In order to do this, you can put it closer to your window in the early morning or outside in some slight shade for a short period of time. Epipremnum pinnatum like to dry out in between watering. Too dry and you'll notice your leaves just start yellowing or drooping. Too much watering can lead to your dirt staying soggy and lead to rotting, and your leaves will just look terrible. They'll start to fall off. Best rule of thumb is to water when all of the soil is dry and your leaves are drooping. When they just start to droop, that's when you know you need to water it. As you can see, there are a few roots sticking up here. That's okay, they'll dry up and become aerial roots that will support the plant. This should also trail down and continue to grow. These are my beautiful repotted cuttings. Happy growing!